There we are. Hi, good afternoon, or really beginning of evening. It's 5 o'clock, February 2nd, and I want to take some time today to celebrate with you Black History Month, a very important month, a good time to delve back and read the history of African Americans, their contributions to our society, many of those, many, and look at the past and the present for a better future. Okay. All right. Well, it came to me, my first thought was the Tuskegee Airmen. So I'm going to talk every day this month, but I will begin with talking about the Tuskegee Airmen. Who were a group of primarily African American military pilots, fighter and bomber, and airmen who fought in World War II. Very important people, very important contribution. The name also applies to the navigators, bombardiers, mechanics, instructors, crew, chiefs, nurses, cooks, and other support personnel. They were collectively awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 2006. Certainly totally deserved, okay? The Tuskegee Airmen's aircraft had a distinctive tail that led to the name Red Tails. All right, I will be reading the names. I'll start with a few today, and then I'm going to focus on one individual I happen to know. That I read about. I just went to Wikipedia, and there you will find many references, and there are books available and articles. Okay. All right, we'll start with the A's. Okay. Paul Adam, Rutherford H. Adkins, Halbert Alexander, William N. Alsbrook, C. Alfred Chief Anderson, Charles E. Anderson, William Armstrong, Lee Archer, I'm going to move over a little bit, Lee Archer, Robert Ashby, Willie Ashley. Okay, let me go to some B's, okay? Charles P. Bailey, Herman A. Barnett, William Bartley, Leroy Battle, Henry Cabot Lodge Bowler, Edgar L. Bolden, George R. Bowling, Randolph Brumery, George L. Brown, Harold Brown, note that he was a POW, Roscoe C. Brown Jr., and Cyril Byron. To those people, we all owe respect and owe them we owe them a great debt. Okay, the individual, the person that I focused on was Calvin J. Spann, S-P-A-N-N. He was born November 28, 1924, and died September 6, 2015. And I'm just going to read from Wikipedia, forgive me. He was one of the original Tuskegee Airmen, a fighter pilot with the 100th Fighter Squadron of the 332nd Fighter Group. Spann received his wings from the Tuskegee flight school as part of the graduating class 44G. As a member of the United States Army Air Corps, didn't have the Air Force then, United States Army Air Corps, he served in Europe during World War II, where Spann flew 26 combat missions before the end of the war in the European theater. Okay? He was born in New Jersey and died in Texas. He was 90 years old. Under Wikipedia, you'll see some nice photos of him. During Spann's wartime service, 1944 to 46, he was assigned to the 332nd Fighter Group under the command of Colonel Benjamin O. Davis, Jr., who on September 2nd, 1941, was the first African American officer to solo an aircraft under the U.S. Army Air Corps. Davis would later rise to the rank of general in the United States Air Force. While assigned to the 332nd, he flew in the longest bomber escort mission of the 15th Air Force, a 1,600-mile round-trip mission on March 24, 1945, from Ramitelli, Italy, to Berlin, Germany, to destroy a Daimler-Benz manufacturing facility under the leadership of Squadron Commander Captain Roscoe Brown. It notes that later in his life, Spann spoke at schools, churches, and organizations about the Tuskegee Airmen experience and how their courage and valor helped them to triumph. During these speeches, he encouraged students to make a commitment to excel in the study of mathematics and science, and reminding them that through preparation and perseverance, they can succeed. Mr. Spann lived in Englewood, New Jersey, and worked in the pharmaceutical industry. He died in Texas, in McKinney, Texas, where he moved in 2006 to be close to his daughter. He's buried in Clifton, New Jersey. He won an Oak Leaf Cluster, a Presidential Unit Citation, the European African Middle Eastern Campaign Ribbon, the American Campaign Ribbon, the World War II Victory Medal, the Congressional Gold Medal that was awarded to the Tuskegee Airmen. Okay, so that's a very, very, very interesting history, and we should all be proud of that. African Americans denied so many rights, particularly at that time, but they still went off to war and fought for their country, as have other minorities. Okay. And then I came across an article about Octavia Butler. She was kind of a futuristic writer, science fiction. She's very good. 30 or more years ago, when I was working, a young black man in our office was reading a book, and I asked to take a look at it, and he told me about her, and I read a couple of books, and I realized I need to go back and reread them. So Octavia Butler, science fiction writer Octavia Butler wrote, this is an Axios article that was published yesterday, February 1st, and it's entitled, "What Octavia Butler Saw on February 1st, 2025 3 decades ago. So that's what she wrote about, and she created the world, February 1st, 2025, and beyond, I think. And she wrote in her 1993 novel Parable of the Sower, that February 1st, 2025 would be a time of fires, violence, racism, addiction, climate change, social inequality, and an authoritarian president, President Donner. Pretty interesting. Meanwhile, let's see, where am I? Oh, this is page 2. Okay. I've got I'm so sorry. That day is today, the article says, and this Black History Month, which begins this year on the day of Butler's dystopian vision, Axios says that they will examine what the next 25 years may hold. And through her fiction, Butler foresaw U.S. society's direction and potential for civil societies to collapse, thanks to the weight of economic disparities and climate change. And she included blueprints for hope. And yes, wow, that's accurate vision. And economic disparities tear societies apart. And climate change. So much of our wealth in the United States has been because of our temperate climate, our bountiful climate that gave us wealth. And people that suffer from drought and flooding don't have the economic success that we had. And now those countries, the situations are worsening. And ours is too. So, this article says Afrofuturist writers today interpret Butler's work as a metaphorical warning that appears to be coming true and a call for action. This year, the month-long celebration, this is from that article, Black American Accomplishments and Perseverance will be commemorated amid uncertainty after the Trump administration ordered government agencies to end DEI policies, which is very concerning. And the book bannings in Florida, Texas, other places, the denial of African American history. That's like Russia. Revisionism. We're gonna deny our history. But we can have two thoughts, and that's the greatness of our Constitution, the greatness of those who laid out those rights, and we can recognize our sins all at the same time. We can be patriotic. We can recognize our terrible wrongs, and there's never anything wrong with saying, I'm sorry. It's the very right thing to do. Okay. The move is confusing some agencies on whether Black history can even be acknowledged this year, while the nation deals with rising hate crimes, the aftermath of the California wildfires, fentanyl, and a new president who blames the country's ills on workforce diversity. And as I talked about in some schools, Alabama has passed a bill limiting the discussion of race and Black history in public schools. This is nice. The article zooms in and says, The Parable of the Sower, the novel's 15-year-old protagonist, Lauren Olamina, writes a simple journal entry, Saturday, February 1st, 2025. We had a fire today. People worry so much about fire. That's haunting, isn't it? Okay. What unfolds in the pages that follow is a dystopian world surrounding the gated, racially mixed fictional community of Roald community. A new drug forces addicts to set fires to communities who then rob and rape victims. I remember those scenes in the book I read. Unhoused people roam the streets. We certainly have a lot of those, and are forced to steal to survive. Hurricanes, fires, and violence push Americans to flee north to Canada. President Donner, like President Trump, promises to restore the country to its former glory. Racially mixed couples like Alamina's Black Chicano family are vulnerable to attacks, and her parents, both PhD holders, have limited job opportunities. Here it quotes Jesse Holland, editor of the anthology Captain America, The Shield of Sam Wilson, tells Axios Octavia Butler was trying to warn us of a possible future that she saw coming if we did not change. I think that if you haven't read, I'm going to go back too, and anyone who hasn't read Octavia Butler, it may be a hard read at this time. It's a frightening read, but it would be a very good one. Okay. Butler was born in 1947, and she was what, 2 years older than I. She died early. I think it was in 2006. The fictional community of Robledo is based on the actual community of racially mixed Altadena, California, which we've heard about, certainly, a place leveled by the recent California wildfires. So that's, that is so interesting. And we have so many African Americans to celebrate, those of notables and the good people that we know and come in contact with. And we need to thank those people and appreciate them. And so I wish everyone a very, very good Black History Month. And I'll be talking about this in all my videos this month. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll see you later. All right. Bye.